Hey everybody, what is up? This is Devin LaVore coming at ya. So, for those of you who have been around for a while, you know that when we go a long time without doing a video, we usually go like at least, you know, every couple days we're putting out a video about something. God just moves that way. But if we're gone for a little while, you know that God's just doing some stuff, right? He's doing some work. He's doing something that's just deep in the recesses, And this month of May for us has definitely been a fire month, just like Cain Nash prophesied, by the way, in our calendar. It has definitely been a month of fire for us in the sense of God purifying and doing some things, And so it was kind of funny because the Lord said to me, He's like, let's start a fire. And I come to find out that was actually on April 6th. And the fire didn't really start until May. And God was, I guess, gathering the wood and all the stuff that was going to be required to start the fire. He was going to be doing that in the month of April. And so as May comes along, we're in the fire, man, and it just, maybe me and Michelle will get more into that. And we did in one of our videos, the good, the bad, and the ugly, the previous video that we made before this one. But then we kind of disappeared for a little while because God was just like, well, we're getting ready to go into the deep embers, that where the fire just seems like it's not there. It's not flamboyant and raging and just flickering all over the place. It's just this hearth of smoldering heat underneath, almost invisible, underneath all of these burnt up logs. And it's just very hot there. All you'd have to do is just turn it, right? And you can get a flame going again and add more logs, and it can just be this huge thing, right? Well, that's where we've been. And again, maybe me and Michelle will get more into that as we do our video together, because that's a big story video, right? But I wanted to bring you something that I feel like the Lord shared with me. And, we have been faithful through it all. You know what I'm saying? When the Lord had me start this channel, I was like, okay, I'll just share some videos, I didn't have any idea that the Lord was going to have me leave my job, have my wife leave her job, and have us continue to do videos and chart this journey through videos and story form and all that stuff, as you guys get to see us in our ups and downs and our progresses and our regresses and all of those different things. I had no idea. It was just a seed sown. You don't know how that's going to grow. Only God does, because He's the gardener. He knows what the DNA of the seed and what it's supposed to be. I just figured I was just going to keep on working, but then, just keep, doing videos to encourage the body of Christ as God does stuff. I had no idea it was going to go to this level, to this degree, to this extent. But man, we have had high times where we've gone on road trips with great provision given to us to do that. A couple different times we've been able to pay off lingering debts. We've been able to do really amazing things that the Lord's provided for us to do. But then we've also gone through the valley of rice and beans and just not knowing what's going on. We've gone through it all. When I first started this channel, I lived in single-digit views for like 9 months straight. Seriously. If I got like 13 views on a video, man, I was like, I made it. I have made it, okay? You know what I'm saying? And then we had a climb there for a while, and then we peaked out really quick, and then we plummeted, and it was just like, okay, we've lived through all of that. I didn't want to start the support raising thing, but the Lord led me to. I did that. We've gone through so much and we've done so much, right? And so that leads me to this thing that the Lord said to me. And He said, Dev, let's turn the page. What did He mean by that? Well, Psalm 20 has been a psalm for me, for 28 years. easily 28 years. And that psalm is all about a blessing of the Lord upon the life. And it's I believe it's from David. It's one of his psalms. Says, and of course, obviously, he's reflecting the actual heart of God. It's not really about David at all, right? And he's saying, may the Lord bless you. May the Lord answer you. May he send you support. Basically, may he be there for you in every way. May he remember all your offerings and all your sacrifices. May he grant you the desire of your heart. See your plans come to pass. He will save you, and because you trust in him. Others may trust in horses and chariots, but you will trust in the name of the Lord, and let the King answer us when we call, right? So it's a prayer. That means whatever you're asking, whatever you're seeking the Lord for, you're believing him for it, but you're walking through time to see how he's going to answer that prayer, right? Well, in Psalm 21, the very next psalm is the psalm that says, oh, I'm going to rejoice in the strength and salvation of the Lord because it's happening to me. I'm being crowned with goodness. He sends blessings of good things to meet me. I asked life and he gave it. He gave me the desire of my heart. Basically, it's like, whereas Psalm 20 is the prayer and then comes the waiting to see, Psalm 21 is the testimony of what God's done and how he's answered the Psalm 20, you know? And so Psalm 20 has been a thing for me for a very long time. And so I felt like the Lord was basically saying, no more Psalm 20. Because it's been such a staple in my relationship with God. I've known the Lord coming on 30 years. And, you know, David ascended the throne when he was 30. Joseph ascended the throne and he was 30. And here I am coming on 30 years. And I just felt the Lord say, and it's one of those words from the Lord where you know it's the Lord. And you're like, wow, something's getting ready to happen, you know? The Lord just said that to me so many different times throughout my life. And it always accompanied a very significant move. And so the Lord said, let's turn the page. We're going to go from Psalm 20 to Psalm 21, you know, where you're about to see the answers to your prayers. You're about to see the long-awaited promise come to pass. And I even remember doing a video years ago called Now Comes the Long-Awaited Promise. And it's like, and then like nothing happened. And I was like, should I take that video down? You know? I think I was wrong there. Like, Lord's like, no, you don't understand, Dev. You don't understand. I was like, okay, what I do know is I'm going to trust in you, you know? Yeah, I'm out in the hallway, so you might hear some kids screaming or something. But, you know, and we've gone through this journey that we're on right now for like 7 years. We're in our 6th year here in Nashville. Well, we've completed 6 years. We're in our 7th year in Nashville. I believe we're in you know, I don't want to get into the time frame stuff, okay? But it's been a long journey, and it's like, I just feel like in Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verses 2 through 8, it talks about there's a time for this and a time for that, a time to live, a time to die, a time to embrace, a time to cease from embracing, a time to laugh, a time to mourn, right? And I just feel like in this wilderness time that we've gone through the past 7 years, the Lord has taken us through all the difficult time a time to sow. That means you're not reaping. A time to mourn. That means you're not laughing. A time to be basically stripped and release everything to, you know, a time to be emptied, right? So I just believe we're coming to that time of our life where we're going to be filled. Where there was an emptiness, there's going to be a filling. Where there was a lack, there's going to be an abundance. You see what I'm saying? And that's what Psalm 21 is talking about. So much of our life has been leading to this convergence point lately. So many 7-year mile markers have been happening. So many. And it's like, wow, God, what are you doing? And so, yeah, so I just wanted to share that with you guys. Because you know me And you know me and Michelle, we're going to throw stuff out there when the Lord wants us to. It doesn't matter, you know, what our subscriber count is, where we're at in the Lord. If the Lord's like, here, share this, then that's what we're going to do. If we don't have anything, I mean, we could be sharing videos all the time, but a lot of times the Lord's like, let's not do that right now because he's doing something else, you know? And we're just believing that this message will hit more than just us. That the Lord might be saying to someone out there, let's turn the page. The Lord said that word to me so gently. It's just like, hey, Dev, let's turn the page. It's like it's time to turn the page. And, oh my gosh, here's another little tidbit of something we'll probably get into in more of the story format aspect of our life with me and Michelle as we do the video together. But the Lord has been talking to us so much about the head of the church and birth. And when there's birth, you see the head of the baby first. And it's like with what God's about to birth, it's like you're going to see Jesus first. You're going to see him. You're going to see the manifestation of who he is first, and then we are going to follow after him. There's going to be a birthing of the people of God. And who knows how that's going to happen? It doesn't even matter as long as it happens, right? And we're just going to see, we're going to start seeing promises and things fulfilled because the head of the church is getting ready to come forward. There's so much I could say about that. But that's kind of like why the Lord is saying, hey, let's turn the page. Let's turn from Psalm 20 over to Psalm 21 where you see the manifestation. You know, God's been speaking to me the 99-100 lately, meaning Abraham was 99 when he got his name changed, and God began to move in his life to produce a miracle that to reawaken the dead womb of Sarah. She was 90, he was 100 when when the promise was birthed, because that's what has to happen. The promise had to be birthed for them, and that's another thing that's been going on. God's been showing so many different things that has said it's time, you know. And so, you know, so be encouraged. You know, a lot of time, you know how it is. Life is life. But you know what? God is God. And he's able to do things beyond human reasoning and understanding and circumstances. Okay? And so we just pray blessing on you guys who hear this. And hopefully this encouraged you that maybe God's about to turn the page in your life, you know? So, love you guys. We'll see you on the next video, okay? Bye.